Welcome to my next video. I'm sorry about my sinuses. It is spring. The pollen is at its all-time high, so I'm doing the best I can. I still want to provide a video, so hope you enjoy this information and just bear with me and my congested sinuses. This is a machine by brother. I fell in love with the outside. As you can see, it's really, really cute. I love the blue against the beige. I think it's absolutely adorable. So this is what it looks like on the inside, but I wanted to show you with the case that it actually has, oops, on camera, not off camera. It has this thing to slide it to keep it closed. It is very dirty. I don't know why they had this mark on here, but I'm going to clean this up off camera. Sorry about the stand of the camera moving, but here is the brother sewing machine. It is the Pacesetter model XL731. It looks like a very basic machine, which is great. Again, with my tutorials, I show you the basic information about what it looks like on top and on the sides, the bobbin case. It is a little stiff right now when I go to turn it, but everything else, when I check these machines before I buy them, I test them to see that certain things are working, because I bought a machine one time and these dials were not working, which was very frustrating because now I can't find the part. So I confirmed that everything is in order, parts are not missing, I have everything that I need. This one didn't come with a needle, but I still made sure that the feet dog were moving in the direction that I need it to, whether it's backward or forward. I am going to reposition the camera and show you what the top, actually, I'll plug it in and show you what it sounds like first, and then I'll show you what the top looks like. This is a better angle now, but listen to this machine. She's trying to turn. Something is struggling. And I'm not going to do too much because it's just really, really stiff. So let's take a look and see what's going on, because 90% of the time, that's exactly what it is. It's something on top. Okay, little wiggly jiggly of the camera. Get my handy tools. So, like most machines, there are two screws at the top, which allows you to just easily remove them. I give it a little wiggle to see if the screws are actually out. Well, this should be a quick and easy fix, to be honest with you, because brothers are made well. Again, I like to keep the screws with the part, if possible, when I move it to the side. Okay. What is going on with you, baby girl? Gotta shift the camera a little bit better, so you can see a better angle on top. There we go. Looks like there's something going on in here. This is why I love my oiling machine. And you know what? This is really cute because I didn't know it does this. Again, sorry about the sinuses. So I'm turning the machine to see where it needs some oil. I gotta shift the camera a little bit here. Oh, there's a light switch. It doesn't seem to be dirty, to be honest with you, which is a good thing. I don't see a lot of lint and dirt. I'm going to get into this area here. Sorry about it being so dark. Let's see if I could shift the camera up a bit. All right, there we go. It seems, sorry, again, my cold or sinuses or something. I don't know. We'll just get a lot of oil in there. Seems to be something in here. Let's see if I could shift the camera there, right there. Going back to this area here. I'm going into this, see if I could show you inside in between here. There's a little spot there I'm going to try and get at. When I'm looking after I've oiled it, it looks really rusty in this area here, right there. Always turn the handle towards you. As you're checking it. It doesn't hurt if you turn it the other way, but you really should be turning it a specific way. It is still fairly stiff. And it could be for many components. It could be the dial on the side inside here. It could be something in here. It could be something in here. So still fairly stiff. It's certainly not the motor, which is good. Now, there is another plastic part. Where are you? In here. But we'll try and see if I could get up in this area here. This one, in between here and here. There. It's already starting to loose up a little bit. Again, sorry about the sniffles. Now, because the top doesn't really need a cleaning as much, I'm going to jump right into this area here because I want to see what's exactly going on. Because whoever had this machine looked like they had kept it fairly clean, but if it was sitting due to moisture, that's where it could have rusted from. So even this area here could cause an issue with it being stiff. Okay. Let's see if I can show you what I'm doing. Oh. Try to get into this area here. Try to get at this gear. All of those little factors will cause the machine to run a little slower still. Sorry, I'm hitting the camera. Sometimes it's hard to see what you're doing. Okay. All right. Let's give that a... Something is still fairly stiff. What I'm doing is just moving the gears around to see what I need to oil. All right, let's do number 3. Okay. As you was hearing, I was trying to get the machine to move, and it's still fairly stiff somewhere. Let's check the bottom and see what's going on. I'll leave the top off because I really want to see what's happening here. And how does the bottom come off? Looks like it's just sitting in a plastic case. All right. Oh, it looks like the plastic broke here. Looks like this is stiff. I'm really trying to give it a good oil at this point to see what's preventing it from turning. Because it shouldn't be this stiff. Because this machine is pretty clean, to be honest with you. Let's go take a look at this. Let's see if I can get something for this to sit on. I do have a plastic somewhere that it can rest on. All right. There we go. That's better. That's a lot better. Let's get some cleaning going here. Let's see if that can help. Just looking for my brush. I'll take this, loosens, that slides down. See where my needle is. I don't have a needle in there. Awesome. This slides up. I'll show you how that works afterwards. I just really want to get this out. See if I can figure out what's going on with the machine. Why it's very stiff. So this is what I'm cleaning out right now, because it's really, really, really bad still with the movement. And I'll get that later. That's actually kind of thick. That's actually really thick. Okay, let's try that again. Sorry. Anywhere that moves right now, because this is not a happy machine. Not a happy machine, in spite of it being fairly clean. She is not happy whatsoever. There's little holes here and here that allows you to get in there. Something's starting to loosen up a bit. Something is really, really stiff. Feels like it's in this area here, because this is all oiled. I'm going to leave this guy out for now, which is the bobbin case. I'll leave it out for a moment. Again, it looks like pretty good condition. I'll just put this back in place here and show how that's done. Let's get that back up into position. Something is not being nice. And it might be this. See how much rust is in there? It might be that. Because that should not have that much rust. So even though it's not dirty, something's happened to this machine where over time it's gotten so stiff it's refusing to run smoothly. Interesting. I'm looking at this right now. There's a cotton part there. I'm not going to take it out. There's a hole up here. Sometimes you can take a pin, make sure the oil gets in there. I might just sit here one day and just keep turning it and seeing with whatever is jammed. And not moving. Will eventually give way. I'm looking at this area now. Oops, this area. There's something in there I want to try and get at. Back to this area again. Back to this area again. But I have a funny feeling that it's all because of this guy on the inside. because everything else seems pretty good. Because this guy here that I was showing you, it's still pretty rusted, but it seems to be moving okay. I'm going over everywhere I looked and trying to apply oil. Yeah, she is not happy. Not happy at all. So I'm going to take some time to just keep going at this. Yeah, it's in this area here because it's really jamming up. As you can see in this area here, every time I turn it, it seems to be releasing more and more rust. Like, that's probably what it's jamming, because it looks like it was set in a certain section. And when rust does build up, it's really hard for it to turn at that point. So this was not a great find, to be honest with you. It was actually a little bit of a disappointment. I wish I had known, to be honest with you. Otherwise, I don't think I would have gotten it. But I will try and clean up what I can clean out. See if the oiling gave it what it needed. And see if I lost something I need right now. Need some clean. Oh, you know what? I'll use a fabric. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at this area right now to see what's going on, because she is rusted. As I took out the bobbin case, I wanted to let the oil sit in that area. So I'm just cleaning it out. As much oil as this girl could get her hands on is what I'm trying for her. Oops, sorry. Certain machines sound like they're working. Certain manufacturers are amazing, absolutely amazing. But if the machine doesn't work, then you spent money, and this machine wasn't exactly cheap. I think I panicked when I bought this machine. I thought, oh great, a machine, woohoo, it's a brother, woohoo. No, it's not that great. Not that great. This one's a little bit of a disappointment because she is very stiff, very rusted, very dirty. And right now there's very little that I could do to try to change the circumstances with this machine. And you know what? Getting a lemon is perfectly fine. I will still offer this to someone if they want. Not as much as I paid for it. If they could, like I said, I will definitely say that this is not for the average person to fix. It is for a repair technician because parts are rusted. And she is running slower than she should. So some people say they can fix machines. This one has a part that may need to be replaced. It's all right, you know? You're going to come across those machines that just are disappointing. As much as they look like they're going to work, they just don't. They're way too stiff, way too damaged, and that's why they keep making new ones. So I was trying to get some of the rust off of this area in here that I showed you earlier, to see if I could clean it away. Yeah, this one is way too stiff. So the rest of the tutorial I will still do on how to thread the bobbin, how to thread the machine, because that is still the purpose, to show people how these machines work. I will go back into the bottom area here that I was playing around with. Show you what I was doing to clean that out. This I took off. It just sits. These screws don't necessarily need to come out. This is the one that holds it in place. This is the one that holds it in place. Oh, can't see it. This one holds this down. But this comes off, and you can see what it looks like underneath. So it's actually not bad at all. I look for things like this to make sure that the needle is not hitting. That's a burr, because when you're doing silk fabrics, it can get damaged. Now, in here, it's still a bit rusty. I did clean this away earlier. Take a little bit of my steel wool and clean that off a little bit. At this point, it doesn't hurt. What happened to my screwdriver? Oh well. I was hoping to get underneath that a little bit. Let's see what I did with my screwdriver. I do have lots of other ones. Okay, I'll try this one. Get a little bit under here. Maybe if I let the machine sit for a few days. Maybe that might make a difference. We'll see. Even if a little bit of a metal burr gets in there, the machine isn't moving anyways, you know? So it's one of those, like, you just get through it, right? You just get through it. Now I wanted to look at this part here. That doesn't look too bad. It is dirty in there. I'll just try and clean that out a little bit. Okay. A little bit of steel wool in there. So this is what I'm doing. Just try to get this in here a little bit. Clean off a little bit of the rust. I'll try to get at some of that. But I'm doing it away from the camera just because it's hard to get under there and show you what I'm doing. Or I could just show you here. I'm trying to get at. Sorry. See my. Trying to get at. this. But again, because the angle of how I have to hold it in my hand to show you on the camera, it's kind of hard. So you don't get the pleasure of seeing me do it. Okay, enough of this nonsense. This machine is not working to the best of my ability. Best of the ability it should. Really disappointed. We're going to move on. So inside the bobbin, it is still a little dusty. Again, I'm going to use my Q-tip, just clean it out. And that doesn't hurt to use a Q-tip in these areas here. It's a little bit better. Put this guy back because he just sits underneath that screw in place. Get rid of this steel wool nonsense. Clean up a little bit here. Got lots of steel wool pieces all over. I poked myself a couple of times with them, which was weird. You never think you'd do something like that. Just gonna clean that off. Okay. Me and my crazy hand in the way. Enough of the cleaning. Enough with the cleaning. I guess when you're really disappointed and you really wanted to do something with this guy, hoping that it would have worked. Well, that seems to be doing better. I'll show you. It's getting there. It's getting there. I'm not as disappointed. Watch. Maybe I'll just keep working it. Maybe it still does need somebody who wants to move. Yeah, it looks like it's in here still. Somebody will come in and just give it some more oil. It's a shame I can't take this whole thing apart and just get in there, but it started to do better. Okay. Again, false hopes. Everything else seems to be working okay. All right, enough with this getting excited being nonsense. Bobbin. Standard bobbin. Counterclockwise when you put your thread in the machine. Okay. counterclockwise. Just slides in. There's a slot. This fits in there, slides up. You can see this moves really easy, so I think that's a little too loose, to be honest with you. Way too loose. So that's going to be an issue when it comes to sewing. But that's to load it. I have a pair of scissors here. Scissors, same thing. You would hold this to lock it in place, and then it would slide in here. Now remember, I took this guy out, so I do have to put him back. So let's flip this guy up. Oh, snapped there. It's still held here. Just loosen that, and then this should slide back. Again, that part is broken, so I'll get in here to show you what I was doing earlier. Oh, that's not working. Sorry, guys. Oh, my goodness. We are having fun today. All right, so we're going to make do with what I got as an angle. So this piece here, just come out a bit. This here just loosens, and this just slides down. That's it. And this comes off, or comes up. We're going to clean this off a little bit. Just want to clean off the metal pieces, because I don't want them in the machine at all. We're just going to wipe this down. And I'm using a cotton cloth to do this time. Again, still very disappointed with this machine. So hopefully, sitting for a while, it'll make the difference. It was dirty underneath this area here, but not in this area as much, which is a good thing. But I will do something like $30, bought it for $70, did a video, noticed it needs servicing. Servicing could cost at least $60, so selling it at a loss. That's what I'm going to do. So this guy, which is already kind of cleaned down a little bit, took some of the rust off of him. Just sits in here. This comes back up, and this comes back up, and then twists to lock in place. Yeah, it's that bar, because I can feel, I have an idea of what it's doing. So to put this in, you hold this up, so that it's locked in. And then just pop it into place, and then it should snap. That's it. So it doesn't seem like it has a lot of areas where lint will build up, which is a good thing, except for underneath here. I will clean up underneath the machine later. And I will clean this off, clean all this off, and it's trying, as you can see, it's really trying to move. And even with just that little bit of oil, it has made a big difference already. So we'll let it sit with oil, and I'll keep coming back and just giving it oil again to see if maybe that keeps helping it to... Where are you? Are you on this side? See if that'll loosen it up a bit. Well, it's starting to turn a lot better. What? Woohoo! Oh my gosh! Whatever it was, it released. Amazing! Oh my gosh, celebration. Look at that. From disappointment to joy. Oil, because you heard her struggling, you know? You heard her just fighting. Whatever it was, just got lost. Go away, whoever you were. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm glad you guys could celebrate this win for me. I'm so happy that somebody gets to enjoy this machine rather than having to struggle to try to fix it and figure it out. It's working great. It's working great. Wow, that's amazing. So I'm really happy you can join me with this one. I will clean it up, and then I will show the tutorial on how to thread the machine. So hang in there with me. I'll be back. I'm just going to put this on real quick because I don't need the top anymore. Everything else is oiled and ready to go. It's just the cleanup, which I will do. Once she's all cleaned up, I'll show you the difference. Again, such a win. Such a win. I am so happy. You guys could see the success story. And then we'll do the video on how to thread the machine, because we've already shown you how to put the bobbin in. And then I'll show you how to wind the bobbin, which is going to be on the top here. Threading machine is very simple. Thread spool at the top. As I said, sometimes it does matter the direction. These threads have a little piece on here that catches it. So I like to go in the opposite direction of it so it doesn't catch. But it says on top. Very simple. It hooks right here. you what I just did, because it was hard to see. So this slides here and just pops through. Now this is going to thread backwards. A lot of times you would thread on this side. It's going to actually thread on this side first. I usually keep this at a number 3. I like to clean this with some fabric. I like to fold it and just run. So that's not too bad. It's just a little on the oily side. So that's not too bad. This comes down. Oops. Just gonna try to get a different angle here. Sorry. Comes down to here. Up. Oh my goodness, I have a really bad angle for this. Comes under here. Up. Now this one threads through. Here. Comes straight down. Hooks here. Just hold the thread and pull it through. And the other one, which is right here, looks like it's got a lot of rust in that area there. I could get my piece of rag here. See if we can clean some of those off first. Yeah, so I have to let whoever gets this machine that she's really oiled down. Really oiled down. It's still a little rusty in here, which I'm not happy about. Alright, so it's good as it's going to get. It just hooks in here. And then we got to get a needle. I bought a pack with spare that I could use. This turns. And this needle goes with the flat at the back. That's flat. So this is just a generic one, but it is a brand new needle. And you should be able to just fish the needle back up. So right angle. They do sell Brother needles, Kenmore needles, Shinobi needles for the higher brand sewing machines, which is highly recommended. But because I'm just doing a test right now, and I offer these needles for free, I'm just going to give what I have. Once that's in, just tighten this a little bit. Not too tight, just so that the needle stays in there. And this needle threads front to back. Always make sure your needle is up and make sure this is up. What'll happen is if you thread your needle, which can take some time to do if you have bad eyesight, or if the thread is thicker, try to go through a thin needle hole. It'll take a while, and then just pull the bottom thread up, and that's it. Now I'll get a piece of fabric to see what it looks like when I'm sewing, to show you. How well this sews. So we're going to have this on this, which is shows me like it's a zigzag straight stitch. We're going to have this on number 3, and we're going to have this on 0. And it looks like when you push these in to slide them over, and then this pushes in to lock it, is for the zigzag, and we don't want zigzag. This is at number 3. This is at number 3 here. Let's go. And just like I thought, the bottom thread is tight. Or loose, sorry, loose. Way too loose. I'm just double checking my threading. Something's not right. Oh no, the top is fine. It's the bottom. It's the bottom. Looked like it even skipped a stitch. I don't know how it skipped a stitch, but it skipped a stitch. So I have a cute little screwdriver that's really tiny for reasons like this. So we'll take the bobbin out. Like I said, I had a feeling there was going to be something funny with him because he's way too loose. Sorry about my sinuses. Oh, hang on. Something was twisted down here. Let's tighten that a little bit anyways. So you take this little screw. Sorry, I can't do it on camera. How did you get that far? Oh my goodness. Look what it did. I don't know how it got there. That's not supposed to do that. So this machine is just testing me. Should sit here. But maybe because that's way too loose that it slipped. I'm adjusting this right now. Sorry, it's hard to do it on camera. Sorry. You'll just have to be patient with me. All right, so it's not, I don't have to hold it, and it's got a bit of a tension to it, which is good. Keep the thread to the left, hold my bobbin in. It might be a little too tight, but we'll check it out and see what's going on. Okay. Listen, you are not being nice to me. That's not in. That's not in. It should have snapped in. Okay, so hold that in, thread to the left. Okay. Thread down and back up. There was something, it was wrapped around twice on this one here. So let's try this again. Always leave this up. Pull the thread towards the back and tighten down. So that's actually not too bad. Let's check out a zigzag. Okay. Interesting. So we'll have to get the instruction manual and download it, because it looks like it was doing a hem stitch, which is cute. Let's try and see if this does a zigzag. That's off. Yeah. So it looks like it needs to be off for just a regular zigzag stitch. And the zigzag's actually a little on the tight side. Let's do 4. And that's better. So I'm going to show you on a newer piece of fabric what I was doing. So I'm on number 3 here, but I changed this to a number 4, and this is on off. The back of the zigzag is a lot better, but if I have this on a number 3, which I'll shift it, I'll show you what the back looks like. Show you up close. It was pulling too much compared to this one. I think the bobbin is still a bit tight. I will quickly change that. Where are you? Didn't want to have to do this, but I do. Okay. Did I just lose my screwdriver? Oh no, probably fell back here. Yeah, it fell back here. The screwdriver that I need. Wonderful. Okay. Never leave certain parts in certain areas that you're going to need. Otherwise, it will go flying somewhere else. Okay. Let's loosen that a little bit. So I'm going to show you where it's positioned as the screw. Like I said, I need my hands free to do this. And now I've shifted it to about here. Counterclockwise, pop it in, slide it in. Oh, it went too far. Why did it do that? Okay. New piece of fabric. We're on setting number 3, number 3, number 3. Somebody's not nice right now. Okay, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. It's not pulling as much. So I'll do it here, the number 4. And that's a lot better. It's not pulling as much. So I'll leave that as is. Threading the bobbin. Now, as you saw, it was a standard bobbin that comes with a lot of machines. And I'm going to use a bobbin that doesn't have a whole lot of thread on it, but I'm not going to take it off because I could use the thread at a later date. This one is pretty easy. So this has a slit. Usually there's a piece of a metal in here that puts tension on the bobbin, but it's not there. I'm going to use the same thread, but this will just sit in here. Doesn't matter the direction. This will come off, and we're going to thread it through this, but I'm going to loop it around this. Okay, just come back out, show you what I'm doing. So down through here, oops. So I'm going to show you. There's another little slit here. That's the one I'm putting it in, not this one. This is going to add the tension. I'm going to save on thread here because I am wasting quite a bit. Just pull that back. I like to put the thread through, oh, look at you, through one of these to hold it, or you could just wrap it around. That just sits in, slides over. Now there is a lever on the side here. I'll be cleaning this off, but you turn this towards you. Turn it towards you to release so that this part of the machine does not sew. And once this slides over, oh, it goes the other way. Oops, it's catching at the bottom. Oh, it did catch. All right, I did that wrong, but that sounded really good. So what direction do you go? Can wrap it around a couple of times. Once that just slides over. Okay, something's going on here. It needs, there we go. Why are you? It's not locking to keep that over. All right, so that's another problem. It's not going to thread the bobbin because it's missing that little piece of wire that it needs. It needs that little piece of wire because that'll hold the bobbin in place. Let me see what I can find. I managed to find a piece of crafting wire. That I had, and I made a pin that just sits inside here, and it's just enough to sit to add tension. So when I put this on, it's not moving. So when I slide this over, it now, whoops, it's going the other way. And now winds. Something's holding it back. Which is good. Now I will still check and see because there's something that if you slide this over, it should just spin with no issues. So that was great to find that little part that I needed. Amazing. So again, to thread, hooks over here, comes over here. Once you fill your spool, there's a space beside it so it doesn't fill up over the width of the actual bobbin case, bobbin itself. And then you just take it off and cut it. I looked up online to see if I can find more information about this machine. I found that it was in and around 1970, 1960, 1970. There was two gentlemen, brother as well as Charles Pace, who teamed up. Something online about that. I wasn't too clear on the information, so please, if you do, just research it. But roughly around the 1960, 1970. Thank you for joining me on this video. It was a bit of a struggle in the beginning where you can hear the motor was very heavy and you can see certain spots where I was zooming in where it was really rusted, which was causing part of the issue on being seized up. But once we got it oiled, something just released and she's starting to sew wonderfully. And half the time that's all it needs is just a little bit of oil. That's it. I had to fix the pin on the top here. Again, sometimes you can MacGyver, you can buy a part, you can order something online. Little things that are just makes the machine last a little bit longer. So I'm really happy with the end results. I still have a lot of cleaning to do on the outside. I hope you picked up on a lot of tips and tricks on what I've experienced through this. Again, some of these machines I haven't seen them, use them, but I'm learning as I go. So with the celebration that I finally released is where, you know what, we just need those joys in life. So please don't forget to subscribe and like. I will post another video shortly and hope you learned something from that other sewing machine that I have on my next video. Thanks again. Bye.